Loga. Part A. The Flame of the Frozen Isles. In the time when the realms were one and mythicals walked among mortals, there lived a woman named Astrid in the northernmost village of the Frozen Isles. Known for her healing abilities and kind heart, she caught the eye of Heptor, a lesser god of fire who often wandered the mortal realm in disguise. Their love affair was brief but passionate, and when Heptor disappeared with the coming of winter, Astrid was left with more than just memories. She was with child. The baby was born on the coldest night of winter, yet the healers noted that her skin was warm to the touch even in the bitter cold. They named her Loga, meaning flame in the ancient tongue of the Isles, for her hair shimmered like dancing fire in the starlight. As she grew, Astrid noticed her daughter was different from the other children. Snow would melt beneath her feet, and she never shivered, no matter how fierce the winter storms grew. In a land where survival meant huddling close to hearths and wearing layers of fur, Loga would run through snowstorms wearing nothing but a light tunic, laughing as the snowflakes hissed and turned to steam upon touching her skin. The villagers whispered that she was blessed by the gods, but none, not even her mother, knew the truth of her divine heritage. At the age of 12, Loga discovered her first real power. While defending a younger child from a pack of wolves, her fear and anger manifested as a burst of flame that erupted from her hands, sending the predators fleeing into the forest. The incident drew the attention of Grimulf, an aging warrior who had once served as the village's protector. He saw in Loga a power that, if properly harnessed, could become either a blessing or a curse for the Frozen Isles. Grimulf took Loga under his wing, teaching her not just the art of the sword, but the importance of control and discipline. Power without purpose is like a storm without direction, he would say, making her practice the same sword movements hundreds of times until they became as natural as breathing. The old warrior knew that her mysterious abilities needed to be tempered by wisdom and restraint. As Loga grew into a young woman, her reputation began to spread throughout the Frozen Isles. Tales were told of a warrior who wielded a blade that burned with blue flame, who could walk through blizzards unscathed, and whose presence alone could keep entire villages warm during the harshest winters. But with her growing fame came growing challenges. Her first great quest came when the ancient frostworm awakened from its millennia-long slumber, threatening to plunge the Isles into an eternal winter. The village elders spoke of a legendary blade, the sun-forged sword, hidden within the depths of the glacial caverns. Loga ventured into the treacherous ice caves, where her inner fire proved to be both blessing and curse. Her warmth caused ice bridges to melt and caverns to collapse, forcing her to learn precision in controlling her powers. Deep within the caverns, she faced the guardian of the sword, a spirit of pure ice that had waited centuries for a worthy wielder. The battle lasted 3 days and 3 nights, with Loga's flames meeting the guardian's ice in a spectacular display of natural forces. In the end, it was not her power that won the day, but her demonstration of wisdom, choosing to spare the guardian rather than destroy it. The spirit, impressed by her mercy, granted her the sun-forged sword, which resonated with her inherent powers and became an extension of her very being. Armed with the legendary blade, Loga tracked the frostworm to its lair atop the highest peak of the Frozen Isles. The battle that ensued became the stuff of legend, with fire and ice clashing in the sky above the Isles. The worm's ancient magic met Loga's divine power, and for the first time she began to question the true extent of her abilities. The creature recognized something in her, speaking in the ancient tongue of the gods, calling her Sister of Flame, Daughter of Fire. Though she didn't understand the words then, they would haunt her dreams for years to come. Loga's victory over the Frostworm marked her as a true hero of the Frozen Isles, but it also drew unwanted attention from the gods themselves. They watched as she embarked on more quests, each one adding to her legend. She rescued the children of 3 villages from the corrupted ice spirits, beings that had once been guardians of winter but had become twisted by darkness. During this quest, she discovered she could not only create fire, but could see the essence of heat in all things, allowing her to track the spirits through the endless white of the tundra. When the kraken of the frozen seas began attacking fishing vessels, Loga dove into the icy waters to confront it. It was here that she unlocked another aspect of her power, the ability to heat the water around her, creating safe passages through the treacherous seas. The battle beneath the waves revealed that the kraken was being controlled by dark magic, and Loga's compassion led her to free the creature rather than destroy it, earning an unlikely ally in the process. Her greatest challenge came during the War of Eternal Night, when the dark god Moroth attempted to extinguish the sun itself. As the Frozen Isles grew colder than ever before, Loga led an expedition to the Temple of Dawn, an ancient structure said to house a connection to the sun's power. The journey cost her dearly. Greymolf, her mentor and second father, sacrificed himself to save her from Moroth's shadow warriors. Grief unleashed something primal in Loga, and for the first time, she felt the full extent of her divine heritage. Her power exploded outward, melting entire glaciers and revealing the temple hidden beneath millennia of ice. In the temple's heart, she found ancient writings that finally revealed the truth of her parentage. She was a demigod, daughter of Heptor, one of the gods of fire. The revelation came with a price. As Loga fought Moroth atop the Temple of Dawn, her power continued to grow, threatening to melt the very foundations of the Frozen Isles. The battle between darkness and fire raged for 7 days, visible from every corner of the realm. When victory finally came, it was bittersweet. Moroth was defeated, but the display of power had terrified both mortals and gods alike. The gods convened a secret council, watching as Loga's power continued to grow. They saw how she could melt glaciers with a thought, how she could call forth flames hot enough to burn stone, how her very presence was slowly changing the climate of the Frozen Isles. They feared that a demigod with such power, especially one raised among mortals with their unpredictable emotions and attachments, could one day challenge their authority or upset the balance between the realms. And so, on what should have been her greatest triumph, as she stood before her people preparing to tell them the truth of her heritage, the gods struck. Zeus himself cast the first bolt, but it was not lightning that struck Loga. It was pure, divine cold, colder than anything in mortal realms. She fought back, her flames rising higher than ever before, but she was outnumbered. One by one, the gods added their power to the freeze, until even her internal fire could not resist. The last thing Loga saw was her mother's face in the crowd, understanding finally dawning in Astrid's eyes as she watched her daughter battle beings of legend. Loga's final act was not one of defiance, but of protection. She drew her remaining heat into herself, ensuring that her freezing would not harm those gathered to witness her moment of triumph turned tragedy. Now, in the highest chamber of the Temple of Dawn, there stands a statue of perfect ice. Within it, a young woman remains frozen in a pose of both battle and grace, her legendary sword still gripped in her hand, her hair forever caught in a wind that no longer blows. They say that on the coldest nights, when the aurora dances across the sky, the ice seems to glow with an inner fire, and those who stand near enough swear they can feel warmth emanating from within. The people of the Frozen Isles never forgot Loga, the girl who brought warmth to their realm and hope to their hearts. They tell their children that she is not dead but sleeping, and that one day, when the need is greatest, the ice will melt, and the flame of the Frozen Isles will rise again to protect her people. Some say that beneath the ice, if you look closely enough, you can see her chest rise and fall, ever so slightly, as she dreams of the day she will be needed once more.